Hello, I am Mike of Nearly Enough Dice. This is the Kerbal Space Program. You're looking at the Duna Explorer, where Bill Kerman has been on. He's been 9 years and 141 days since he left Kerbal, which is quite some time. Yeah. So it's about time I got him back. We have the Discovery 2 is in orbit. A nice whatchamacallit, equatorial orbit, and the Duna Explorer is pretty equatorial, so we're just going to be heading equatorial. Discovery 2's got the spare Delta V, so it's going to be the one doing all the rendezvousing. I've checked and made sure that all the science is on board the capsule, so we're just ready to go. The only issue is exactly what's the ascent profile. And what I've had recommended is you basically do about half what you do on Kerbal, which is, and also, you know, the two bits of advice on Kerbal, you go up and then you start curving over. So you want to be about 45 degrees when you hit 10k, and then you smoothly, you know, keep going until you hit the horizon. So that might be about 5k instead. The other option is to look at these blue bars up here. Right, so this is dense atmosphere, this is thin atmosphere, this is very thin atmosphere, there's no atmosphere. So the idea is you want to be about 45-ish degrees when you get to the top of that bar, and you want to be about at the horizon at the top of that bar. And I'm also pointing more or less the way I'd normally point on the launch pad, where, you know, the red line will be up and down, and so going east is just hitting the D key. I'm not quite there, but I'm close. Oh, I have an activation. I can't remember whether I don't know whether this is because it got staged, as in it may simply have run out of staging, and it's been so long that I effectively have not activated the stage. I don't know if that's the situation. Either way, they weren't active, so now they are. Right, they're all ready to go. I've got total of 1400 Delta V, which I believe should be enough if I get an efficient profile. So I guess we're just going to have to see what happens. SAS is on. I don't believe there's any RCS on this. I believe I've got monopropellant. No, I don't. Don't even have monopropellant. I don't know if I ever had monopropellant on this. I think I took it off. It's been so long. So let's go. Oh, I can turn off that ladder as well. And bring up the gears. Now we're already pointing a little bit that way, but that's because it's the slope we're on. Just going to point prograde for a bit. Okay, so I'm going to start moving over. And we'll see how that goes. The atmospheric forces are pretty low, so I'm not worried about stability. Oh. I knew that was going to happen. That's fine. I think I want to be over a bit more. Okay, so I'm actually being a bit steep, I think. Extra science, might as well grab it. Oh, well, I'm actually already over 50k, which is the limit of the atmosphere. That's as far as I want to go. EVA report. While we're zipping through the atmosphere at high speed. Maybe not. Right, okay. So that's... Okay, I'm way too shallow here. I'm just hoping that I've got enough... Right, I currently have enough delta V to do this, but it depends on whether or not... because that's... I'm currently... My horizontal... My map axis is just... I'm losing... I'm going underneath 50k is what I'm saying here. So a little bit of a burst. I want to stay within 700 delta V, and that should give me enough to circularize. That's still wanting an EVA report, and it ain't getting one. I think we point prograde at this stage. So I could have done with being oh wow, that can actually takes them off. I could have been with a much shallower launch profile than I actually ended up with. Now, okay, that my Apple apps is coming down slower, which I can only assume means I'm actually... All right, so I'm out here in this kind of atmosphere at this point. So I think I may have done it. Right. Let's not do that. Keep clicking on some of the upper axis. Now I need to add a little bit more. Instead of going for on Kerbal, it's a 70 kilometer atmosphere thing. 70 kilometers is the limit of the atmosphere, so you need to be over 70 kilometers in your orbit in order to have an orbit. On Duna, it's 50 kilometers. So long as everything is 50 kilometers away, it's all fine. I'm going to continue pointing prograde, actually. All right, everything is fine. I have enough delta V. I'm going to make it. That is a pleasing thing. Okay, I'm still fine there as well. Put in an alarm for this. Ooh. Saying I really need to be getting ready for that now, apparently. Node burn time, 28 seconds, okay. This is probably a good time to see how well I'm doing in terms of... Oh, I'm kind of a bit north. Oh well. Not a lot I can do about that now, I don't think. So I've got about a minute now. Do I want to play around and maybe... I think I'm going to not do that. Discovery is just going to have to catch up with me. Make sure it's still on the apoapsis. That's fine. I'm going to be skirting the atmosphere. I'm going to be like right just above the atmosphere. But I believe the game is sufficiently. It's okay with that. So I actually, somewhat to my surprise, am speeding up a bit. Bringing the time down, time to node burn down a bit. Oop, bit too much. Right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, so 25, 26 second burn. It's going okay so far. We'll keep ourselves at the maneuver node because I'm not actually under any sort of control here. I'm actually doing this myself for the first time in ages. Right, we're in orbit. It's not a pretty orbit. It's not terribly equatorial, but well, it's mostly equatorial. It's not. The word I was looking for was I can't remember what it is. It's the one where they're both apoapsis and periapsis are the same, and oh, what is wrong with me? It's a bit more eccentric than I would like. However, done, dusted, quick save. Happy with that. So now we are going to swap over to Discovery 2. And I'm going to see if we can't get in contact. This has only been in space 342 days. To Mr. Kerman on board. Trying to remember what science I've got on here. Ooh. There's not much in the way of science there. I wonder if I've forgotten to, because I want to grab all this science. Oh. Grab that. Actually, we'll just transmit it and then grab it again. I think I went over a biome that I didn't already have. Anyway, that's really not what I'm here for. I can get that any old time. What I'm going to do, I'm going to select that, set as target. We're going to get rid of a few things. Oh yes, I've got a maneuver node. That's just to prove that I can get to Ike. But I'm going to do that later. First, we are going to rendezvous. Desired final distance. So 500 meters. And off we will trot. So we'll turn off RCS actually. The problem with RCS is that it can end up Whoop. The problem with RCS is that it can make more of a difference to the target, getting to the target, than the turning. It actually, when it tries to turn using RCS, you can end up using more, making more of a change to your velocity than just turning, and it can be a real pain. Should really check out. I don't know quite what Smart RCS and RCS Bouncer do. I'm just going to ignore them actually. I'm going to assume I don't know what they're doing. But what we're doing is we're currently matching planes, which is going to be 21 meters per second out of the 1,000 I've got in this stage, and then I've got another 3,000. But I'm obviously going to need a lot of that to get back home with, so. So now it's aiming for an intercept. I've got auto warp on, so that's good. So we pick up Bill, and then I think we're going to go to Ike. I'm going to see how much it costs to get to Ike, and it's not too much. Then I'm going to go to Ike, and because by transferring from Duna to Ike, it's going to be very easy to get a polar orbit, and thus get all the biome scans, which is the things I want to do, the various scans that I have a contract for. Duna, Gilly, Pop, Pole, Tyler. Oh, no, I've actually gone through it already. Oh, that's interesting. It has to be an unmanned thing. Interesting. I wonder if I'm going to be able to cheat. I may have to do an experiment. Oh, that's not going to right yet. Forget that. I've just realized that because it requires me to do an unmanned probe, I might not be able to get this contract. I'm going to have to try. Once I've got all the other things, if I've got the orbit and everything else, if everything else is green, if I just take my Kerbals out for a very brief moment, will that count? Oh dear. All right, so that's 25 meters a second. That is going to do the intercept. Oh, I have to say, I'm again changing my mind about MedJet because I was too lazy. No, it's too lazy. It's cheating. Oh, and then I started using. Oh no, it's not. I don't think. And now I'm going. Yeah, it's too easy. MedJet, go do that rendezvous. Go do that. I'm busy. I'm terribly busy. I can't do that. No, you do that. Go do that. Terribly busy. Terribly busy. This water won't drink itself. If you could go and do that, that'd be marvelous. That'd be lovely if you could do that. Okay, so how far away are we from our thing? Where distance 114 kilometers. So I probably can't even see it as a little dot just yet. Trying to work out which way we must be going relative to our target, and I'm thinking we must be pointing this way. because that's the way the ship is pointing. It's going to start, shooting that way. And given that is going to be the, it's going to be going prograde, retrograde relative to the target. There we go. So it's coming in on the inside. So when all these three come together, I suspect is when we're actually going to shoot. So there's the maneuver node, there's the target indicator, and there's the retrograde indicator. And I suspect when they all line up, that's when we're going to go. Oh, look at Tamissa, so happy. She's just the happiest person. Okay, how long is this going to take? 4 seconds, allegedly. Here we go. It's coming up. It's got to be going very soon. Come on! Well, it's probably going to be a couple seconds now. There we go. I wanted 500 meters, and I'm getting what, 516, 515? I'm going to call that a success. And really all that was required, if I can find, where's the hatch on this thing? Actually, tell you what, let's find where the hatch is by, actually, there's the hatch. We're going to grab all the science. Don't know if there's any point doing a crew report. Oh, I can't do a crew report. Don't know if there's point doing any EVA reports. Nope. Space, and then R, and then new. Off we trot. Say goodbye to the Duna Explorer. It is basically now going to be just a satellite. Does mean if I ever get a please give me science from around Duna contract, I can just go, yeah, right. No problem there. Turn off. Don't really need to be looking at contracts right now. Off we trot. I was kind of wishing I could probably go to Kerbal Space Program 1.05 now. The one problem that I had with it was the anomaly contracts, which are now done with. And one of the advantages is that you actually get a nav ball when you are in EVA mode, which is a lovely thing. They've upgraded the spacesuits basically. So there's a little nav ball in your helmet, probably down by your chin, just down in that area there. It's got a nav ball. Look at you! Look at just having so much fun. We're going to have to traverse basically the whole of the. Let's actually go to. Yep. So I'm actually in first person mode now. And that's going to give me an idea of. It's just going to help when it comes to. Approaching the craft. The one annoying, the one that is the slightly aggravating thing about Kerbals in general when they're in EVAs, that you can't control kind of their forward and backwards. You can do that kind of motion, but you can't tip them forward, tip them back, except by changing the entire camera angle. But I can basically position Discovery 2 nicely in the center of my visor, and then I can slow it so it's not moving up or moving down relative to how I see it move. It's going up a bit, so I can adjust that. So we're heading nice and straight towards it. As I get closer, I'm going to have a better idea whether or not I'm going too fast. I'm going to go to the side a bit, just so I don't ram into it or go into the panels. Now I'm going to use the Q key. Now we're going to slow relative to it. Now I can just aim for. I think this is where I'm gonna want to go back out again, because I need to be slightly more third person, because I can't turn my head up and down, and that's really what I need to do at this moment. Let's Oop, come on. It's all being a bit fiddly. So just drift in, grab, and board. Now we have a crew of 2. Bill, who has been, like, he spent nearly 10 years in space. Oh my lord. Fresh snacks. He can now look. Timus is so happy. He's like, you're a hero. You're my hero. That's brilliant. I'm really happy with that. So, hang on. We've got to go inside. Can we see Tamissa here? I don't know if we can actually. There's apparently some method by which you can double click on things and then you can turn around and then see other parts of the craft. But I don't know how to do that. I'm just trying to see if I can walk. I can't. Doesn't matter. Anyway, we're safe. We're happy. Tamissa's particularly happy. Bill gets to sample snacks that weren't invented when he left 10 years ago. Well, 9 years ago. He's going to be very happy. Thanks very much for watching. Do hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying these videos. Come visit Neil Enough Dice at neilenougghdice.com. And until next time, reach for the stars.